Hey guys, it's me. So sorry it's been forever since I've made a video, but here I am today making a video and I'm super excited because we're going to do how to measure your face for contouring. So a couple of weeks ago, I guess it was more than that. I went to a professional makeup class to learn about this. So I'm gonna share with you what I learned. So basically, I wrote down the definition of contouring from there. And it says contouring is a technique used to enhance, reshape, or recreate face bone structure. So that's why it's important to kind of understand the dimensions of your face before you contour, which really means to darken or brighten areas of your face. And so, there's kind of a basic setup for how you want to darken. So a lot of people will do that 3 structure in, how to place bronzer, and highlighting the high areas of your face. I don't have any highlighter or bronzer on yet, but because I'm gonna put some on and show you how I do it. But understanding more the planes of your face is really helpful to know if you're more top heavy in your face or bottom heavy in your face, because the areas that you want to hide more, you're gonna darken, and the areas that you want to make bigger, you're going to lighten. So I hope that makes sense. Oh, and I also wanna say, if you're watching this video and you liked it and you get something out of it, please push the thumbs up button. Because it does take a little while to make these videos. It does take an effort, and it actually makes me really nervous. Like, I get really nervous whenever I do them. Just let me know that you're liking them, because if people aren't getting anything out of it, then I will totally stop doing it and just continue on my merry little makeup way. But I do like doing it, and I think it's a process, and I think I can keep getting better at it the more I do it, but it just helps to know if you guys are liking it or not. So push like if you are. Okay, so first we're going to look at the dimension of our face going up and down to determine if your face is top heavy or bottom heavy. So what you're gonna do is take a measurement like this from the top of your eyebrows to the bottom of your nose, like this, and you're gonna keep that measurement there with your fingers, and you're gonna bring your thumb up to the top of your eyebrow, and you can see here that my measurement is actually perfect. So this is your baseline measurement, and you're gonna see if your forehead matches up to that. So if your forehead actually is a lot bigger, meaning if it goes up higher than this measurement, that's the area that you're gonna wanna darken to kind of play down. Now, if your forehead is smaller, what you can do is lighten up the area on your forehead to make your forehead look a little bit bigger and to even out that plane of your face. So again, we're gonna take that measurement there from the middle of your eyebrow to your nose, keeping your fingers there. You're gonna move down and measure here. So mine is almost there, but I do have a little bit extra chin here. I have a bit of that kind of pointed chin. So that's an area that I can definitely do a little bit more darkening with contour. So again, if you're more bottom heavy in your face, which is what I am, especially right here, you're gonna do more darkening. And if you're very bottom light, you can actually do a little bit more lightening with your makeup to kind of even out those proportions of your face. So I know I'm kind of saying that over and over to hopefully, let that sink in a little bit. And then when we go across, and this one the lady actually didn't talk about as much, but she said going across, you take a measurement of your eyeball, and there really should be about I don't think a lot of people probably fit into this, about that same measurement, about an eyeball's width in between your two eyeballs. So, you know, basically if your eyes are really close together and mine are a bit close together, you can do more lightening in here. Like the only highlighter I put on today, I put on this Makeup Revolution Triple Baked Highlighter Goddess of Faith, which I got from Ulta online. Which I am loving, by the way, and it was like $8. I put that in my inner corner and a little bit up there. But I do tend to do well with lightening this area to make my eyes look, you know, more far apart and brighter. And I'll tell you some tricks on how to make that better as well. And then she was saying that you kind of should have an eyeball's width on either side of your face too, but I don't really think that makes sense. I don't think a lot of people have like, you know, a big area sticking out here. But, you know, it's just something to take a look at and to see, you know, if your face kind of goes like straight back or if it's kind of more wider there, and thinking about brightening or darkening this area of your face as well. Because all of our faces are different, of course, and so you want to structure your makeup around your face. And so, yeah. So, I'm just going to touch on another little thing that I learned from a woman at the MAC counter. My mom and I went last weekend, and she was talking about eye shape and how you want to do your eyeliner. And she was actually talking about it in terms of your bottom lid. So she was saying that you want to look at from, and sorry, I keep looking this way because that's the way I can see myself in the camera. You want to look at from the center of your eye on the bottom lid out and see, you can see my bottom lid actually goes up a little bit. So either your bottom lid is going to go up a little bit, it's going to go straight across, or it's going to go down a little bit. And so it's good to just know which way your bottom lid is going in that direction, because that's the direction that you're going to take your top liner in, because that way you're more extending the shape of your eye. So you can see today with my liner, I didn't do great, but oh, and I have some smudgies going on. I was trying to follow this direction up a bit. Now, if my eye here was going straight across, I might look better with eyeliner that goes straight across. And if my bottom lid kind of curves down, I might look better with eyeliner that's curving down a little bit. So I encourage you to just look at that and play with your eyeliner a little bit. A lot of times too, I take eyeshadow on a flat brush such as this, and I do liner that way. You don't have to use eyeliner to kind of darken that dimension of your eye. Today I used liquid liner.
But just something to play with if you're interested in that.
Today I'm going to be using a palette called Park Avenue Princess by Tarte, which is one of my favorite ones. And I'm also going to show you guys this one called NYX Wonder Stick. So I'm showing you a powder and a cream. And so those are the two most popular types of contour. Now I have a whole bunch of powder palettes. I don't have a lot of creams. There's a lot of sticks out there that are really expensive. This one, you know, I got it at the drugstore, so it's definitely affordable.
And on one side, it's got your contour color, which looks dark in there, but it blends out, and then it's got a highlighter color.
And for the purposes of this video, when I'm talking about highlighting, I'm not really talking about that real blinding part that I'm doing here. I'm going to talk about just brightening your face. And when I talk about contouring, I'm going to talk about just darkening the areas of your face.
In this Park Avenue Princess by Tarte, you have a darker color here, you have a blush, which we're going to skip today, and a highlighter, which isn't very shimmery.
Whenever you're darkening the dimensions of your face, you don't want to use something sparkly, because like we said, when we're darkening, we're trying to kind of play something down a little bit in a way. and you don't want to make something super sparkly. Like if you're trying to downplay your forehead, you wouldn't want to put a whole bunch of sparkles up here because that's just actually going to make it more noticeable. Now, I tend to use powder because I find that it's more natural looking. That's just my personal preference. I change up my makeup routine constantly. I mean, the things I was doing a month ago, I am no longer even doing. So, you know, anything I say is totally changeable. So let's start first with the cheeks. I do contour my cheeks, and if I have the time and the patience, I will contour my nose, which we'll talk about. I do put it here, and I put it here, which is different than bronzing. Bronzing is something I use just to kind of warm up the face in general. And a good trick I actually learned in that makeup class, a good way to pick a bronzer color is to pick something the color of your arm, because that's where your natural tan is. So that will be a good color to put on your face. So to start off with the cheeks, what you want to do is feel where your cheekbone is. So, and it may be higher than you think. Sometimes you see people drawing a line down here, but my cheekbone is actually all the way up here, and it kind of curves under up into here. So when I'm going to be defining this area, which is actually going to make me look slimmer, I want to be emphasizing my exact natural cheekbone. I don't need to emphasize where somebody else's cheekbone is. I need to emphasize where mine is. So feel where your bones are, and that's where you're going to be emphasizing. So when I kind of put this on, I'm going to do it kind of like this. Of course, I'm making marks on my face. So, whoops. Dropping things as usual. I'm going to take my Morphe Y5 brush, which is my favorite one that I've been using lately. I'm going to dip, sorry, you're getting my light above, into the Park Avenue Princess bronzer. And I'm just going to take this, and again, I'm kind of doing this just in my iPhone here. And just kind of blend that out a little bit. So here I'm just adding some definition to the face and creating something that actually will make me look a little bit more thin and defined in the face. So again, on the other side, I'm going to feel where my bones are, and I'm just going to contour that in, and I'm just going to blend it in a little bit. So see how that added just a nice definition to the face. Okay, then what I like to do, and as you saw, my forehead is pretty even. I do just kind of like to warm up the face with it a little bit around my forehead. So I will kind of go like this. And if I used a foundation that was too light for me, sometimes I'll just even go like that. So just warming up the face. Now when I'm working with a bronzer, even something with shimmer, I'll take it bigger and sometimes more all over. Okay. Now on the jawline, this will make me look thinner here because I do tend to get a little bit of this, and I imagine probably other people do as well. So I'll take this along my jaw. Now I don't really need to define this area right here because I'm a little bit more pointy there. So I'm just going to define right along the jawbone there. So I also have a brush by Tarte that is specifically for contour. You know, you can blend up. And whenever you're blending, you want to blend more towards up. If you have a lot of darker color down here, it's going to defeat the purpose. If you get darker color down here, you can cover it up with some translucent powder. Actually, I didn't mean to do it on this side because I was going to show you how to do it with a contour stick. So again, I'm just going to find right where my bone is, and I just draw a little line like that. And then I'm going to take a little blender brush. This is Morphe Y10. And I'm just gonna blend that out, again, more focusing it on going up more so than down. So see how it kind of blends in nicely. And again, you could do that same cream all over the face. So moving into nose, this is this cool little nose contour brush that I bought specifically for nose contour. So I'm willing to bet that most people's noses are not the way you want them to be. In this camera, this tends to tilt my nose this way, which it is not in real life, but I have a more bulbous nose. So what I want to do is slim down the tip of my nose. So I will take a brush like that. I think I got some in the middle. I did. And just draw a line on either side. I'm going to do it with the contour stick. And then I'll even just blend it in with my finger. And now, whoops, I got some in the middle. This is something that you always want to be a little careful with because you don't ever want to leave some place with two big lines down the center of your nose. And I have already powdered my face, so I don't enjoy doing cream after I've done powdering. So see how I've just drawn a line there, and then you can either rub it in with your finger or you could take that brush, and again, I'm gonna push towards the inside instead of going down because I'm trying to slim towards the center of my nose. And again, you can always finish that off with translucent powder. Something I've been playing around with a lot lately is actually just darkening around more on the tip of my nose to make it not stand out as much, as opposed to highlighting on my nose to make that area a little bit slimmer. Another little trick, if you want to make your bottom lip stand out a little bit, is to create a little bit of a shadow with your darker color underneath your lip and do a little blend, and sometimes it can make your bottom lip look like it's sticking out a little farther. If I want to darken around the bottom of my chin to make it smaller, I can just simply do one of these. And really, you know, this is something you can just play around with. So to lighten different areas of my face, I'm going to use a Morphe E61 brush. General rule of thumb is to lighten up the highest points of your face. So that can be here on your cheekbones. I didn't really get much on there. And to help kind of bring them out. So lightening and darkening, doing all this will make your face look a bit thinner. Again, my eyes are a little bit close together, so I do like to lighten up the area in between my eyes to kind of make it look bigger in that area. I also like to do on the top of my lip to make my lips look a little bit bigger and plumper there. So I think it kind of just brings a little bit of light. Usually I do that before I put on lip stuff. So if I wanted to make my forehead look bigger too, I can kind of bring some of this highlighty powder. And again, this one isn't sparkly. You know, I could do like this to make my forehead look a little bit bigger. And just ever so slightly is going to bring a little bit of glow to it. If I wanted to make my chin look bigger, could just simply go like that. See how it brings just a little bit more attention to it? And again, for me, that's not something that really works for me. I generally need to go a little bit darker around my chin. You can do the same thing. You can also do this under your eyes to lighten things up. I could have drawn, you know, that little line there and either blend it in with my finger or with a brush. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think, and if you learned something from this, shoot me some pictures of you guys trying out some highlighting and darkening of your face. And if you want more information on this, I can send you some kind of picture maps of how to do it. So thanks so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.